Our horses are so much more than athletes. They can deliver. So we give them the best nutrition, the best health care, and the best equipment. Be sure to give the best. 60 years, Brooke has led the way in on-time delivery, customer focus, state-of-the-art equipment, and the best drivers in the delivering your dreams since 1955.
We fly horses anywhere around the world, whether it is a hobby horse or it's an Olympic champion. An animal from point A to point B safely, in best of health, and in the quickest possible of time. We understand the business better than anybody else. We do not leave any stone unturned, and we are staffed by horse people from every layer of the company. We give horses wings around the street.
As a third-generation insurance agency owner, I don't underestimate the responsibility we have in protecting our clients.
At Fitzpatrick Insurance, it's all about the relationships. The stronger the relationship we have with our clients, the better we can anticipate their needs.
As an independent insurance agency, we partner with top-rated carriers such as.
It allows us to craft a comprehensive solution tailored to each client.
If you're looking to go out, go up, to get up and go, whatever you're looking for, anyone you bring with you will find it all and more at the Grand Traverse Resort. Get up and go.
Do something different, just to see what happens. Make a plan, but takes you. Leelanau is a place that feels like home. That is home, after all. And after the work is done, are on. Its doors are open. Possibilities, if you're open, to what happens next, to a game. Friends play here. Leelanau Sands Casino.
2023 will be the fourth of the Silver Oak Jumper Tournament. A 501c3 charity, from its founding, our mission has always been to provide a jumper show format where horses and riders are celebrated with all the unique care imaginable. Our efforts have become inextricably intertwined with the Kevin Babington Foundation. If you think about it, it's so logical. If we are to promote and celebrate the sport's athletes at their peak, how could we be less invested in supporting those with their worst nightmares, recovering from spinal cord injuries and this, the world's most beautiful sport? The Morrissey Management Group in the spectacular venue that is in fact Traverse City, we will collectively aspire to serve objectives. So mark your show calendars and join us September 6th through the 10th. And for those who can't make it, you can be treated to the live streams from the Traverse City website on Horse Show Live. In the meantime, to Kevin, Kim, David, Alexis, and Jonathan Miller, know we will continue to be here for you. Please visit us at kevinbabingtonfoundation.org.
Good afternoon. Welcome to day one of the FEI North American Youth Dressage Championships. You have joined us for the Intermediate 2 for riders, and these are our judges. At B, we have Clive Housel from Great Britain. At M, Cesar Lombardo Granda from Argentina. Michael Ozinski from the USA. At H, Christoph Umbach from Luxembourg. And at E, William Warren from the... We had a great team competition for the young riders earlier on this morning. And now it is the 25 riders. It's the team test. We have 3 teams coming forward, 8 starters. And here you can see the start list. 3 teams, as I said. One is the Star Spangled team. Then we have a Team Canada, and then the Stars and team. I have one individual. You can see from Mexico, Maria Jose Hernandez Gonzalez. Great few days of competition lined up for you guys. So hopefully you'll be able to join us back. It's a nice warm 27 degrees. The Great Lakes Equestrian Festival, Traverse City, Michigan. Tomorrow will be the junior team competition. That starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Friday, it's back young rider individual, and then we'll be doing the individual for the under 25. They'll be riding the FEI Grand Prix 16 to 25. On Saturday, we then have the junior competition, and then in the evening is the under 25 freestyle championship. Very exciting too. And then on Sunday it is the junior freestyle and the young rider freestyle championship. We'll be bringing you all of the here on Clip My Horse. So as I said, 8 starters for this under 25 intermediate 2. It's brought to you by the US Dressage Federation. Riders from all over North America joining us for this competition. One rider from Mexico as well. The first combination are due into the arena at 2:30 in just a couple of minutes' time. Fabulous picture there for the whole of the Traverse City. A view of the scale of this amazing showground. And the first combination are the arena. It is Alexander Dawson, and he rides Freedom. It is a 16-year-old stallion by Fury, and the sire is Walk on Top, owned by Barbara Cadwell, and Alexander is part of the Star Spangled team. Comes from Region 2 of the US, which comes under Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Virginia, and Wisconsin. It's great to see the arena from that aerial shot because you really get an idea of the scale of it. From this shot, it looks quite a small arena. It is absolutely huge. And what an amazing setting for this North American Youth Dressage. So the first rider into the arena for this Intermediate 2 test under 25s, it is under Dawson and Freedom. Just going into the halt and popped in a change.
Like to see a bit more engagement from the hind leg, extended trot. This horse nicely put together. Just stays on the vertical and they get sufficient bend in these half passes. Really good test to see how balanced these horses are, how supple they are over the back. Horses are a double coefficient as well. I'd like to see the hind leg much more underneath. Not really getting the piaffe there. Just came to a stop, unfortunately. Didn't quite establish the piaffe. And therefore that obviously changes the mark as well, because it's not a transition from piaffe. Slightly better at A. Not really enough steps, but at least they did show some of the steps. Good relaxation here in the walk. Nose just a little bit poking. Needs to keep the contact in the extended walk. You want to see them stretching down. He was definitely going out, probably a little bit too far out, in fact. Lost a bit of the straightness in the change through medium. Lovely positioning through the half. The horse shows great ability to really sit and take the weight through in that pirouette. They lost a little bit of activity, but he really stepped those hind legs underneath and really carried the weight of the, you know, it shows that he's got that ability to do that. So I'd like to see it more in the trot work, in the piaffe, the passage, the hind legs out. He is quite straight behind, so it naturally will be a little bit more difficult for this horse, but definitely has the ability to get them underneath. Using a bit of straightness coming into the second canter pirouette. Nicely done. Oh dear, that was a shame. A lot of swinging as well in these flying changes. So it's 7 changes every second stride. Obviously they had that miscommunication at the beginning and then some mistakes. A lot of swinging through the 1-times. Did perform them and they were all clean changes. Just would like to see a little generally in their performance. Still here in the extended trot. He's behind. You really want to see him pushing underneath his body, under the center of gravity. So the horse can really track up. In fact, they should be over tracking in the medium and extended trot. Coming down now to the final centre line, the last bit of passage. Activity here, again, could just be a little bit more engaged as they come to the final hole. Really crooked, but a good job from Alexander Dawson and Freedom. They're in the Star Spangled team. 3 riders in the Star Spangled team that are coming in this under 25 intermediate 2 test. Just generally, obviously, they had the mistake in the first PF where basically did PF and lost the activity in the second one. But just generally, you want to see much more engagement of the hind leg. Oh, score 61.912 at E, 58.382 from H, 61.765 at C, 60.59 at M, and 62.5 at B. So giving them a total score of 61.824%. Combination are in the arena, and it is our individual rider from Mexico. It is Maria Jose Hernandez Gonzalez, and she is riding Blickpunkt. It is a Westphalian 18-year-old gelding by Bellissimo. It is Feedermark, owned by Maria herself. They've got a personal best score of 60.324. So now for Mexico, it is Maria Jose Hernandez and a Blickpunkt. A little bit brief in the. It is a rule now that the riders must immobilize for 3 seconds at each of the halts through the test. It's fairly nice. Could show more collection coming back after the medium trot. Bit unsteady to the contact here in the half passes. I'd like to see the horse more supple over the back. Not quite through over the back to the bit. Nice spring in the passage. Again, some difficulty there in the piaffe on the diagonal. You can visibly see the weight go onto the shoulder as she from passage into piaffe. the weight just drops, and what you really want to see is the weight come under. Like if you got one end of the whip and another end of the whip and pulled them together, that's what you want to see the horse do. You want to see that compression with the back coming up, the hind legs stepping underneath. Good ground cover in the walk. Just a little bit more freedom of the shoulder. See a bit of anticipation down this end of the arena. Unfortunately, it was a bit late behind in the change. Losing the fluency through the half pass. There's a bit again. Pretty good activity though through the canter pirouette. Again, just would like to see the horse more supple over the back and more submissive to the bend. Seems to find the bend to the right. Just still quite unsteady to the connection and lacking the bend of the pirouette. Nice changes. Could have been a little bit more uphill. And they were forward. Now into the ones. A little bit of swaying here in the ones. Just could have asked them to be a little bit more forward, and I think that would have helped a little bit. And same here in the extended trot to finish. The horse not really tracking up. You want to see movement. They're coming down now. Final section of passage. Nice spring. Again, just could be a little bit more engaged. And that's it. Hernandez, Gonzalez, and Black Punked. Sorry, Blick Punk. They're representing Mexico, an individual rider in this competition. Some really. I think she's in for a personal best. At the moment, that's 60.324. Especially in the canter work towards the end. Lovely in both lines of changes. Just had that mistake at the end of the medium canter. And the first Piaf was just lacking a little bit of impulsion. in. And it is 65.735 at E, 61.618 at H, 82 at C, 65.147 at M, and 65.147 at B. A total score of 64.206. Personal best for Maria Jose Hernandez Gonzalez. So next up we have second rider for the Star Spangled team. It is Cameron Wyman. And this 17-year-old stallion by a bit, owned and ridden by Cameron. Cameron's from Region 6. So, into the arena, it is Cameron Wyman and this 6 comprises of Alaska, Idaho, West Montana, Oregon, and Washington. So lovely to see horses here. Lovely crossing there in the half pass. Very, very expressive. Just do with a little bit more bend to the left. One thing that these Frisians have to be very, very careful of is that they don't get short in the neck. Like to see a clearer difference between the collected trot and the passage. A little bit travelling. So it says PF 8 to 10 steps at 1 meter forward permitted. It definitely did travel a little bit more than 1 meter. Want to see much more relaxation here in the extended walk. Not showing any over track. He's just very keen to get going into the canter. Lovely, and uphill into the canter. Very expressive flying change. Just at times you can see the mouth opening, bit of tension there. This horse has such a great ability to really collect. Just a little bit tense through the pirouette. Lots of suspension through the extended canter. Just looks as if he's getting a little bit strong. Again, there I'd like to see more bend through the half pass. Oh, just a mistake behind, unfortunately. Not quite on her aids. That was a shame. Only one phone. He looked really nicely on the aids as well. Just got too strong coming onto that diagonal line. Very expressive in front in the extended trot. Just needed from behind. So coming down the centre line now. A very good job from Cameron Wyman, and thus he looked like he enjoyed every minute of being in that arena. Maybe a little bit too much, getting quite strong in some of the moments. Didn't get the relaxation today in the walk, and of course didn't complete those one-time flying changes. But lots to like in there. Lost marks also in the extended walk. Lovely through the second piaffe. Very, very active in the piaffe passage work. Nice in the centre. Scores are in. It's 66.324 from E, 63.6 H, 65.588 at C, 65 at M, and 63.529 at B. Going into first place, 0.823%. So next up, it is our first representative. It is Brooke Mancusi, and she rides Arthur. Again, gelding, 18 years old, by Jazz. Dam sire is Contago. Owned by Windhaven. Two members in this FEI North American Youth Dressage Championships under 25 team test. %. So, in the arena for Canada, it is Brooke Mancusi, Arthur. Slightly unbalanced first halt. Really nice here in the frame, keeping the pole up. Great crossing in the half pass. Could just have had a little bit more bend. Do with a little bit more engagement. Again, quite a lot of travelling in the Piaffe. Just needs to be able to sit a little bit more in the Piaffe. Yeah, better this time. Yeah, well ridden by Brooke there. Nicely into the walk. Showing really good march, but also that could just take the contact down a little more. Really nice through the walk. Super. Very nicely done. Straight, nice expressive change. Just needed to show a clearer transition coming back from the medium. Ooh. Quite a lot of spinning round there in the canter pirouette. Better balance. Much better in the half pass to the right. Just rode the first one a little bit too steep. Yeah, again, better pirouette to the right. Just needs to sit a little bit more in those and just slow down. More control, a bit more collection, but it's all there. The foundations are very good. Nice in the changes. And straight. Could just open the neck a little bit more, just at times, just creeps a little bit vertical. And again, well ridden into the ones. Could have had better placement at that diagonal line. They started quite early and finished quite early. And again, here needs to lengthen that neck in the extended trot. The extended trot you want to see stride length increase as well as the frame. Into the passage. And a good job, very well done by Brooke Mancusi from Team Canada. Really lovely fluent test from this pair, picking up some really nice marks, especially in the pretty mistake-free actually through the whole test. The first PF just a little bit too much traveling, a bit more engaged and take that weight, especially in those canter pirouettes. So 68 at E, 67.206 at H, 68.088 at C, 66.765 at M, and 6.335 at B, giving a total score of 67.853% into the lead. So up next, it is our first Dawson Stripes team. Is Jenaya Celina Olsen, and she rides beat. This is a 17-year-old KW by Sorrento. Damsire is Good Times, owned by Nicole Olsen, from Region 3, which comprises of Alabama, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee. It's actually Region 3 that won in the Young Riders team earlier. Best score is 63.971. So entering the arena, it is Jenaya Celina Olsen, Beach Boy. Very expressive horse. Fairly nice ground cover, especially in front in the medium. A little bit more over track and balance in the medium trot. Dropping the pole here in the half passes. Having some difficulty with the contact. A bit of a head tilt there as well. Some unlevel. Nicely on the spot. In the PF. Just at times had a slightly open mouth, but the steps in the PF were really smart. Or a bit of a needs to watch the regularity in the passage. Easy. Could just stretch a little bit more in the walk. She keeps pulling on. Not quite sure why she's doing that. She's somewhat restricting the collective walk. And he's much more self-carriage. A little bit croup high in the flying change. Nice steps in the medium canter. I'd like to see the horse going a little bit more forward. It's a little bit too on the spot. It's leading there in the half pass. Some really good steps through the canter. A little bit more self-carriage. Again, the mouth opening. She's really struggling with that bend to the right. She could actually turn her reins up a little bit and just carrying her hands a little bit more forward. The horse to be able to carry himself. All the changes clean, but very croup high in all of them. Not sure how much she was in control there. I think being over in those one-time changes. Yeah, just some irregular steps behind. He's just not stepping through enough on that left half. Coming down the centre line now to finish their test. It is Jenaya Celina Olsen and Beach Boy and Stripes team. Big pats for Beach Boy there. Very clearly schoolmaster for this young rider. He absolutely knows what to do. He's got all the foundations. Just at times gets a little bit strong. And so he was a bit on the hand through the test. I'd like to have seen much more self-carriage, but some really super work in the Piaffe. Obviously took over completely in that line of one-time changes. I'm not sure if she was quite in control. And 63.118. Scores of 62.353 at E, 61.324 at H, 63.676, 5.147 at M, and 63.088 at B. So into fourth place there, just a smidging off. Now we have the final member of the Star Spangled team. It is Dennesy Rogers, Chanel, a mare by Blue Horse Romance out of Agribaldi, 18 years old and owned by Jenaya Rogers. She comes from Region 7, which is California, Nevada and Hawaii. So So, starting their test, it is Dennesy Rogers and Chanel. Just slightly irregular in the medium trot. Nice crossing. Again, could just have a little bit more self-carry, a bit more cadence in the trot. Lovely here in the frame. Keeping that pole up. Just losing a bit of the activity there, and needs more lift, more spring. Little bit too on the piaffe, almost lost the balance and was thinking a little bit backward in the piaffe. The rider's a little bit crooked actually. She's sitting much more seat bone than her right and almost twisting a little bit. Quite tense there through the extended walk. You see her right shoulder's a lot higher than her shoulder, and her shoulder comes forward on the right. Quite tense through the medium canter there. Like to see the horse much more over the back. The quarter slightly coming into. Yeah, the horse crooked again. But the thing is, if the rider's sitting slightly crooked, it might be coming from the saddle, it might be coming from the rider. Then it's going to transfer to the horse. Everything that on top goes straight through and the horses pick up on it. So we have to be our very best selves on top. Enable the horses to be their best selves. Again, crooked there, coming off of the track into the half pass. Nice bend through the canter pirouette. Just needed a little bit more balance. Yeah, one. And again, bringing those quarters in. very together behind in those changes. I'd like to see the horse step much more underneath herself. Just not through in the extended trot. Oh, down the centre line now for our final member of the Star Spangled team, Dennesy Rogers and Chanel. Nice job, well done from Dennesy. She definitely just needs to at how she's sitting in the saddle or the saddle itself, because quite a lot of times through the test, the horse was crooked, but it was definitely coming from above the horse, either through the saddle or the rider herself. Just not being entirely straight in the saddle. And here's the marks. It's 65.5%, or 7 at E, at H62941, at C67059, at M644, B67941. So total score of 132.3% for the Star Spangled team. Next up, it is our second member of Canada, Claire Robinson and Glamour Boy. Glamour Boy is a KW gelding by Bojangles and Damsire by Carol Robinson. Their personal best, 68.5%. So starting the test, it's Claire Robinson and Glamour Boy. Lovely, tall, elegant horse. Beautifully uphill in this trot. Just getting a little bit hurried there in the extended trot. Just needed a little bit more balance as she changed direction and through the half passes. That just indicates the horse needs to be more supple over the back. Some uneven steps there in the piaffe. Got to be careful that she doesn't shorten him in front Action to be able to go into the Piaffe. Needs much more regularity and self-carriage. Of course, you know, you need to use the rein, but it needs to really come from the seat. The track there, but good relaxation. Would like to see more freedom of the shoulder. Little bit of swinging through to the change. Put some good steps in the medium and a clear transition back. Good preparation for the half pass. Yeah, nicely done. A little bit onto the shoulder through the canter pirouette. With a little bit more collection. Yeah, lovely canter half passes. She sets them up well. That's better set up for the canter pirouette. Quarters did come, and it was a little large. And then actually went onto the shoulder for the last couple of steps. So just need to. Nicely done into the two-time changes. Unfortunately, some mistakes. Couple that was short behind. The extended trot, just a little bit hurried. So coming down now into their final halt. It's the second member of the Canadian team, Claire Robinson and Glamour Boy. Very well ridden by Claire. Very consistent, nice and fluid. Just at times could have done with slightly better self-carriage. But on the whole, a very good job. Needed slightly better balance as well through the canter pirouettes. And of course, they had that mistake in the one-time changes. But really good through the twos. And that second Piaffe was very well ridden. So in, it is a total of 67.794%, and into second, 66.912 at E, 68.6 H, 68.088 at C, 67.206 at M, and 68.088 at. So just one left to go And it is a member of the Stars and Stripes team. Hopefully we will see the team though. They go into the lead with 135.647. So they overtake the Spangled team. And one rider left to go, representing the Stars and Stripes team, Hewitt. She rides the 13-year-old KWPN gelding Fidens by Tango. On Damsire is United, owned by Tammy Pearson from Region 3, which is Alabama, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee. So now the final rider of the Stars and Stripes team, Emily Hewitt and Fidens. We've got a good start, just a little bit losing the as they come round the corner. The rider having to work to get the impulsion, slightly irregular steps through the medium trot, extended trot, sorry. Lacking a bit of bend through the half passes, the rider having to work far too hard with her legs. Quite sure how she's going to ride this Piaffe Passage. You really need a horse that's really in front of your leg. Yeah, well, that was more than I thought she might get. Not enough activity and needed to sit a lot more, but I wasn't sure she'd get any Piaffe steps at all. Better there in the Passage. The Piaffe at the beginning, but well recovered from Emily. Needs to allow the horse to stretch the walk. Just about tracking up there. Really good relaxation. Just needs to get a little bit more rein to really take that stretch and to be able to walk more over the back. Just losing a little bit of the walk rhythm here in the collective walk. Nice transition up to the canter. Lovely through the change. Just a little bit cautious in strides. Could definitely show more of a difference between the collected canter and the medium canter. Good bending through the canter. Needs a bit more activity here going into the canter pirouette. Quite large there and just losing a little bit of self-carriage. Quite modest in the extended canter. Would like to have seen a bit more risk taken. Again, needs much more activity. They lost the jump in the canter. Right, she needs him really off the aids for these changes. Yeah, well done. And could just do with a little bit more activity, a bit more expression, but they were all clean. Quite a bit of swaying here in the ones, but again, they were all clean. Test definitely picked up by the canter work. Again, slightly uneven steps in the extended trot. To line now. Our final rider in this intermediate 2 test for under 25 riders is the team competition, and it is our final rider for the Stars and Stripes team and our final rider for the competition. Guidance for Region 3. Some nice. Definitely the highlight was the canter work. Just generally would like to see the horse much more in front of trot work. She had to work really, really hard with her legs to get the horse forward. And you really, really want to see the horse a little bit more willing to want to go forward by himself. And the scores are in. It is 64.765% and into 5th, 68.676 at E, 65.441 at C, 62.941 at M, and 64.853 at B. To the Stars and Stripes team. Team Canada out in the lead. Is it going to be team or the Stars and Stripes team that overtake them? We know the Star Spangled team at the moment, and Stars and Stripes go into 3rd. It's a total of 127.883. So the intermediate 2 under 25 rider team competition with a total of 135.6. In 2nd, it's the Star Spangled team with 130.323, and Stars and Stripes in 3rd with 137.883. So that's it for the competition today. Join us at 8 o'clock in the morning for the junior team competition. We have some fantastic competitors forward for the junior competition, so make sure you don't miss out. But a huge congratulations to our under 25 young rider teams that performed earlier on this morning. But that is it from me, Natasha Baker. I hope you've enjoyed watching along with you. Come back tomorrow for the junior competition. On Friday we'll be bringing you the young rider individual that starts at, and then the under 25 individual at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then, of course, on Saturday, it's the turn of the junior individual championship, and then the under 25 freestyle in the evening. It is the junior freestyle and the young rider freestyle. So make sure you tune in for all of the action of this FEI North American Youth Dressage Championship on Clip My Horse. But that's it from me, Natasha. I hope you've enjoyed watching along with us today, and we'll see you bright and early for the junior team competition.